Hey Multi-Millionaire besties, guess what? It's time for a new Cocktails and Capital #Financial Friday chat. This space was created for millennial women of color, and in this space we'll talk about all things money and deliciously crafted cocktails, and today we're discussing wealth building. So grab your glass and let's get financially lit. If our homegirl Corona has taught us anything, it is the importance of wealth, security, and peace of mind. As we are in the middle of a pandemic, there is no better time than right now to start thinking of ways to build wealth. Wealth that can be passed down from generation to generation. Wealth that while the rest of the world is in a frenzy and panicking, you are calm because you know you have a comfortable cushion to sit on. So today we'll be discussing simple and powerful ways to build wealth for yourself and your family. Generational wealth is a term that's thrown around quite frequently these days. What is generational wealth? It is basically wealth that is passed down from one generation to the next. You may also hear this called family wealth or legacy wealth. If you are able to leave something behind for your children or grandchildren, then you are contributing to the growth of generational wealth in your family. Now, generational wealth takes many forms. It can be in the form of traditions and heirlooms, or even biology and good genes. However, I'm specifically referring to the financial resources that you are able to pass on to the next generation. This is wealth that can come in many forms, such as real estate assets, stock market investments, or financial education to carry forward into the future. Why is generational wealth important? If you are starting from scratch with your finances or starting out with a large debt burden, then you should realize the importance of generational wealth. What if your parents have the ability to fund your college education? This single action could have a huge effect on your financial future instead of playing catch up to pay down your student loan debt. You could be saving for your first time home, using the additional income to start a business, or setting aside funds for your future retirement. As you continue your personal finance journey, you have likely discovered that it is not always to recover from your financial mistakes. What if your parents have been able to offer solid financial guidance as you stumbled your way through? It could have prevented spending beyond your means or started you on a budgeting habit much sooner. What if you had a business handed down to you or had a job working in the family business coming out of college instead of struggling and being in the rat race to get employment? What if when you turned a certain age with maturity, your estate was released to you and you didn't have to struggle financially? Girl, there are obviously so many what if scenarios we can come up with that you and I would have loved to experience ourselves, but that was not the case. So now is the time for you and I to ensure we do things differently. Which brings me to my next point that you may be asking. How can I build wealth right now and generational wealth? Well, you can build generational wealth by acquiring generational assets that you can leave to your heirs. And assets are basically anything you own that makes money for you rather than take money. The concept of building generational wealth and wealth is easy. You simply have to acquire assets or save cash that you don't intend to spend in retirement, and then you pass those assets along to your children when you pass away. This sounds easy in concept, but can be difficult to put into action. If you are struggling to build your savings for yourself, then saving for the next generation can be overwhelming, and that is completely understandable. There are multiple ways you can start building wealth. Number one is invest in stocks. One way to building wealth for yourself and generational wealth is to invest in stocks. It's a lot easier than you think. People truly make investing out to be a lot more difficult than it actually is. There's a lot of risk involved, but that's the beauty of investing. You could lose, but you could also potentially win big. And the only way to know is by investing. And keep in mind, you don't have to risk it all to make money in the stock market. It's okay to take calculated risk. Invest in companies you know, love, and consume every single day. Companies with longevity, great reputation. Focus on having a diversified portfolio. As a stock market beginner, the best place to start is with low-cost index funds. These funds can offer low fees and long-term growth. And if you want to learn more about stock market investing, we'll be offering a course on stock market investing soon to help you get started. Second thing is invest in real estate. The second way to building wealth for yourself and your family is through real estate. When it comes to building wealth, ownership is key. It's very important to create a plan to invest in real estate. Whether you just want a few rental properties or buy and flip properties, there's no special way to invest in real estate. Find what works for you and start there. Do your research, study the market, and create a long-term plan. Real estate is a major way to build wealth for the long term, with the potential for steady cash flows in addition to increasing values over time. Real estate can be a reliable path to wealth. The idea of building a real estate empire can be intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. You may have already waded in the world of real estate through the purchase of your first home. If you continue to buy properties one at a time throughout your life, then you might be surprised at how quickly your real estate portfolio can grow. Consider this as an option for building wealth for your kids, for yourself. Real estate is a great way to create passive income and build generational wealth and right now wealth. Number 3 is multiple streams of income. We hear it all the time. The average millionaire has 7 streams of income. Because the fact is, you won't get rich without multiple streams of income coming in. While that sounds like a lot, success leaves clues, and we see it over and over. Multiple streams of income is one of the easiest ways to build wealth for yourself. Not only would you make money to invest in other things, but regardless of what's going on in the economy, you will always have money coming in, meaning you will always be secure. How many streams of income do you have? Let's start there. 4 is building a business to pass down. Family businesses have the potential for great success. More than 30% of family-owned businesses transition to the second generation. Imagine being able to hand over the keys to a successful business to your children. Although not all family businesses make it to the second generation, it is possible that yours can. If your interests and abilities align with your children's, then it is very possible they will want to take over the business you build. For a great chance of a successful transition, you should include your child in the business from a young age. They need to know how the business operates and how to successfully continue in this business. Don't expect them to take over if they show no interest in the business you build. If they are unable or unwilling to take over the operations, then you could consider selling the business to fund generational wealth in another form. 5 is taking advantage of life insurance. Life insurance provides the opportunity to protect your family in the event of your untimely death. Without your income, your children might be forced into less than ideal financial circumstances. If you make the effort to invest in life insurance now, then it can prevent financial tragedy for your children. Plus, they will already have enough to cope with if they lose you. Aren't sure what life insurance coverage you should look for your family? We'll have a course to help you find out more about life insurance and how you can use financial tools to safeguard your family's financial future. Number 6 is invest in your child's education. In many cases, education can provide a way for your children to support themselves. Without a college degree, many frequently have the opportunity to pursue high-paying jobs that can help them navigate their own finances. Anyone with an education will always have that education. Although other things in life can come and go, no one can take away your education. If you have the ability to help your children make it through college without any debt, then you are helping to set them up for a brighter financial future than many of their peers. In 2019, the average student loan debt for college graduates with with out-of-state tuition and fees was $26,290 per year for a 4-year public university and $35,830 for a private college. Do the math and you'll realize that most people graduate with at least $100K worth of debt. It is possible that that number will climb even higher in the future. So imagine the amount of financial pressure you will be able to lift from your children's shoulders with the ability to pay for their education. Number 7, teach your children about personal finance. It is estimated that 70% of families lose their wealth in the second generation and 90% of it in the third. With statistics like that, it can seem pointless to save for a legacy of wealth. However, in many cases, the loss of generational wealth can be prevented through financial education. After all, it is easy to lose generational wealth if your kids have no personal finance knowledge. That would be like asking your child to maintain a classic antique car after you pass away with teaching them nothing about mechanical skills. It is likely that the car would eventually break down. In a similar way, if you teach your kids nothing about personal finance, then it is likely the wealth you leave for them will dwindle throughout their lifetime. Gone. Since you are interested in passing on family wealth, then you likely have a fairly good understanding of personal finance. Make it a priority to pass this knowledge down to your kids. This knowledge will be the best way to build and protect generational wealth. There are many ways to broach the topic of money with your kids. You can buy children's books about money, teach them through games, or show them by allowing them to listen as you walk through financial decisions. You can even help them to set up their own bank accounts from a young age to instill the importance of saving for the future. Or, we'll have a course about teaching kids healthy financial habits, since it is a great way that you'll be able to find resources to share money knowledge with the kids. So next, we'll discuss how to pass on generational wealth. After you build the assets, you will need to create a plan to pass them along to the next generation. Here is what you will need to do to ensure a smooth ride for your assets as they transition to the next generation. You will want to create an estate plan. You'll want to create an estate plan. An estate plan is absolutely essential to securing an easy transition of your assets. The larger your estate, the more complicated this plan will become at any stage. I will recommend consulting with an attorney about how to create your estate plan. The plan will vary widely based on your goals and assets. With the expertise of a legal professional, you can craft a plan that will allow for your assets to move through to your kids with minimal headaches. Next is write a will. Black people know y'all don't like writing wills. A will may be included in your estate plan, but it is important to create one even if you don't have an estate plan. The will should include your exact wishes. The more specific you can be about your plans for any assets you have accumulated, the better. Without a will, it is not uncommon for things to get ugly between surviving family members. Emotions are high because they've already lost you, and you can prevent a lot of ugliness and financial trauma with clear guidelines in your will. You can also set up custodial accounts. Custodial accounts are important vehicles for any financial legacy that you hope to build. Custodial accounts are investment accounts that you can control for your children until they are no longer minors. In most states, they receive control of the account at the age of 18, but in some states, they will have to wait until they are 21. You can fund these accounts for your children for future financial goals such as paying for college or buying their first home. However, they may have to pay taxes on this money as they withdraw it. Another option is a 529 plan. It is a tax-advantaged savings account that is tied to paying for your child's education costs. These plans are state-sponsored ways to efficiently save for your child's future. There are pros and cons to each option, but you will need to determine which is best for you and your family. Name beneficiaries on your account. A simple way to ensure that you your accounts pass easily to the next generation is to name them as beneficiaries on your account. In most accounts, you can name a beneficiary. If you were to pass away, the beneficiary will receive the funds with minimal effort. It may only take a few minutes to add your intended beneficiaries to your account, but it can save countless hours for your family later on. The bottom line, building wealth who lasts for generations is not easy. It's no easy feat, but it is an admirable undertaking. After you have your own financial situation under control, safeguarding your family's future is the next step. Take the time to implement a wealth building strategy that works for you and your family. Not everyone wants to invest in real estate or build a business, so find something that works for your situation. Whatever strategy you choose, make sure to pass down your financial how-to to your children. Armed with personal finance knowledge, you can provide your kids the information they need to get ahead and be ahead in the world. And if this information has been of some help to you, please like, comment, and share. Whichever platform you are watching this video on, be sure to give us a follow and or subscribe to our emailing list. Let me know if you want to see more of this type of content, and if you do, what topics would you like to discuss? Also, be sure to sign up for our email list, as I said, so you can be the first to get notified whenever I share exclusive members-only content and special product and service offers. And I'll be launching courses and webinars offering in-depth training so we can create wealth, break generational curses, secure the bag, and manifest the luxurious lives we desire and deserve together. For a free list of resources to help run your home-based business, follow the instructions in the caption or description of this video. And lastly, if you would like to join my team by becoming a credit repair agent or learning to trade Forex for additional income, follow the instructions shared with this video. And my ebook, How to Launch Your Business in 30 Days, is a great resource for my newbies, so go and swap your copy now. Deets will be provided. I'll see you guys on the next Cocktails and Capital Financial Friday chat. Cheers.